Hello and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at India Energy Week 2024 in Goa. I'm delighted to have with me today Mr. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya, the Chairman and Managing Director of Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm
To
also
start
extremely
off-
delighted to be here.
Thank you. And to start off, Indian Oil is one of the pioneers of the industry in India and beyond. Could you give us an outline of what has been its contribution to the energy industry so far?
Okay. So first and foremost, Indian Oil was formed as a company in 1964. So we are a 63, 64-year-old strong company. And I refrain myself from calling as a company. We are an institution in India. Because the role we play in the energy security of the country is something I cannot describe. We are ensuring the energy security of the country, energy accessibility of the country in every nook and corner of the country. So we are essentially, we were a fossil fuel company, mostly supplying petrol, diesel, LPG, aviation fuel, you name it, and we were there. And the best part of it is that we have been having a footfall at our retail outlets of 3 crore customers every day. We have got about 36,000 retail outlets. And then coming down to LPG, we have got about 10,000 LPG distributors. And we deliver about 27 lakh cylinders per day. As far as aviation fuel is concerned, we are refueling about 2,400 flights a day. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the scale and operation of Indian Oil is something unimaginable. In fact, the logistics is such complex that we are able to take to the consumer the petrol pump or the LPG at the least possible cost to the consumer. That is the logistic strength of Indian Oil. And what is this logistic strength consists of? We have got 11 refineries. I got a group refining capacity of 80 million tons. And I think in all my refineries, I'm undergoing a brownfield expansion. And one in Chennai at Kaveri Basin Refinery, we are coming with a new refinery of 9 million tons. So from 80 million tons, we are going to 107 million tons in few years from now. And all the projects are approved projects. So essentially, we are trying to strengthen the core business because we firmly believe that oil is here for some more time. Coming down to the other contributions of Indian Oil, we are also a big player in petrochemicals. Today, the country imports quite a large amount of quantity in petrochemicals. So since 2004, we have made forays into petrochemicals. We have got petrochemicals in the olefin side. We have petrochemicals in the aromatic side. So I think we are covering the entire petrochemical value chain. And as the vision of the Prime Minister is to make India a gas economy, we have entered the RLNG business also in a big way. So we are there in gas, we are there in petrochemicals, we are there in the conventional fuels. And now, currently, we have made a big foray in the non-conventional renewable type of fuel. I'm talking of the 2G ethanol plants. I'm talking of the 3G ethanol plants. So I think by and large, what I'm saying is that we have got an entire bouquet of energy offerings for the customer. Because I firmly believe that the way the energy demand is growing in the country will require all forms of energy to fulfill its requirements.
Now, you're coming off the back of a very spectacularly successful year last year. Could you share some of its highlights?
Well, not only last year, I'll go a couple of years before that. During the time of COVID, I don't think you ever heard of any LPG scarcity in the market during that time. In fact, those days, when there was a lockdown period, people were essentially at home. The home delivery was stopped. The hotels, restaurants had stopped. So everybody was cooking at home, trying out new dishes probably. And the LPG deliveries went from 27 lakhs normally to 35 lakhs a day. And I'm extremely proud of my field force who delivered the LPG cylinders to the households, where people are not going to anybody's house in those days. So my LPG team was going, delivering cylinders without any problem. All my retail outlets were functioning. All my refineries, pipelines, marketing locations, bottling plants, everything was functioning. See, I don't have the luxury of work from home, unlike the other sectors. Because I have manufacturing sector, I manufacture energy. So we had to work normally despite all the impediments of the pandemic. And I think that was the time when Indian Oil really showed its strength and mettle to what we can do for the country and keep the wheels moving. Coming down to your other question, yeah, last year was a good year for us. In fact, this year is a good year for us. Good year in the sense, well, we have got some profits, but I'm saying in the times of the uncertainty of the Ukraine-Russian war, we also took a hit in getting losses for the first time. But then we have a core value by the name of nation first. So Indian Oil firmly believes that profits will come nevertheless, but we don't work only for profits. We work for the benefit of the citizens and for the nation.
Now, last year, one of the achievements of Indian Oil was the launch of reference gasoline and diesel fuels. Why is that such an important milestone, not just for you, but for the country?
Okay, so 1 year before that, I'll take you. We launched the aviation gasoline AVLL 100. This product is basically used for the piston aircraft. These are the trainee aircrafts. And India is booming in the aviation sector, so we need more and more pilots. So all our flying schools are doing exceptional good business. And this particular fuel, AVLL 100, was getting imported. And it was coming at a big cost. So we have started manufacturing it in the Gujarat refinery and Paradip refinery. And I'm happy to share that we have already captured the domestic market because we are absolutely cheaper than the imported products. And now we are also exporting the product. So basically, it's the vision of the Prime Minister of Make in India for the world. It's a classic example of that. Now, coming down to your question of the reference fuels, see, these fuels are essentially required by the automobile industry for their developments in the compression ratio of the engines and development of the engine. And these are very niche products. They're not high in volumes, but very high in specifications. They were also being imported, and the imports is always a tricky subject, in terms of cost, the logistics. So we started manufacturing them at our Paradip refinery, and we have got number of grades: E0, E5, E10, E20, E50, 80, 85. And for diesel, we have a B7 grade reference fuel, which we make at Panipat. So I think that has come as a big boost to the automobile industry for the training institutes like ICAT and ARAI. So everybody is happy with this development. And it is also one more way by which we are showing that we really care. Because they are not high volume products. They don't give me much of profit, but they are great for the country, for the development of the engine, development of the automobile industry.
You made a very interesting point when you spoke about aviation fuel. It's not only catering to India's self-reliance, but also energy security.
Yeah.
How do you balance that along with the need for the energy transition and moving forward to a lower carbon future?
Okay. So for the low carbon future, we have got a roadmap chalked out that by 2046, Indian Oil will be operational net zero. That means scope 1 and scope 2. Because refiners, we are basically a refining company, and refineries are very large emitters of greenhouse gases by virtue of the process. We can't help it. So we have got a very comprehensive roadmap by which we start by energy efficiency, improving the energy efficiency of the refineries, because I firmly believe that energy efficiency is the lowest hanging fruit to reduce the greenhouse gases. Then we have betted big on biofuels. We have betted very big on renewables. We've got a very big renewable portfolio coming up. And by which way we are able to achieve a net zero target of 2046. And we have got an investment plan of 2 lakh crores to achieve that. So that is the plan we have got for the country. So that once Indian Oil becomes net zero by 2046, it's a big demonstration for all the other industries to emulate what a company like Indian Oil can do.
So that's a gigantic task ahead. And finally, we are here in Goa for India Energy Week 2024. And you are one of the pillars of this event. So what are the thoughts that you have gathered so far? What are you looking forward to for next year? And what are the conversations you're hearing around this event?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I must say that the IW24 is a resounding success. I think we have got 18,000 square meters of exhibition area, I think 30% more than Bangalore. And we have got 900 exhibitors. So I think this is a great thing. And it started for Indian Oil in a very big bang note, I can say. Because the Honorable Prime Minister visited our stall, and I had the privilege of taking him around and also showing him about our new things, that is the green hydrogen bus, which we have already got here. We are displaying it. And the best part of this is by the end of maybe about 1 month from now, we'll be operating 15 green hydrogen buses in Delhi. So it's not just a small thing, it's a big thing. And here I want to add that the green hydrogen comes from our R&D center in Faridabad. And that is the center which is having the only hydrogen dispensing facility in the country as on date. So we make hydrogen by electrolysis process and by reforming of the biogas. So both these options are available, both these pathways are available. So that is one big, display that we had done at IW24, and that has generated a huge amount of interest because green hydrogen is something which everybody is talking about ever since the Prime Minister launched it in 15th August from the ramparts of Red Fort. So green hydrogen already in the buzz, and this buzz created a lot of interest in hydrogen mobility.
So, Mr. Vaidya, how is Indian Oil progressing in terms of mainstream as well as renewable fuels?
The other part I want to highlight is the 2G ethanol plant that we have set up in Panipat. And this year, you will be happy to know we have aggregated 1 lakh tons of parali, which otherwise would have been burnt. So we have aggregated that, we have given the benefit to the farmer, and it's a win-win for us. We have made biofuel from that ethanol, and that also has become a big talking point and a demonstration of technology and what scale can be. And finally, the 3G ethanol plant, what we have in Panipat, that also is a big demonstration of technology of making ethanol from the waste gases of the refinery. Essentially, both these plants are commercial scale, they are not pilot scale. So this particular IW is essentially more on the transition, how the companies are doing, but at the same time, understanding that the current business will also go on. The energy transition has to be sustainable, it has to be equitable and just. So I think that is the message I take from this particular IW, that both these energy modes will flourish, the conventional as well as the renewables. And unless the renewables come to the level of conventionals, we can't do the conventionals away. So I think it has to be a balanced approach. And I think everybody in the stall has been they are very educated about whatever we are doing. And whatever Indian Oil does is a benchmark for the industry to follow. So we are actually aware of our role in all this, and we are taking all steps to ensure that we remain a leader, not only in the present business, but also in the days to come.
That's an excellent point, Mr. Vaidya. And thank you so much for coming and joining us in the Energy Connect studio. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you.
It is a pleasure to give me the opportunity, and I also enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching, and we will be back with more studio interviews from India Energy Week 2024 in the coming days. Stay tuned.